Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Once Upon a River. And this is a bit of a adventure kind of odyssey drama about a young woman who deals with tragedy in her life after some abuses lead to some violence that happen, and then she goes on this personal journey of trying to find her mother. And this is the directorial debut of Wasteland, who wrote and directed this film, has worked in music departments on other films before and has done some shorts and television, but this is her first feature debut, and this is adapted from a novel. And really, this film lives and dies by the central performance by young actress Kanadi Della Serna, who plays Margot, our main character, who goes on this journey, which it's a very intimate kind of film. It's shot that way. It has a grittiness to it in terms of how it's presented. You see this life that she's living, and there's some uncomfortable things that happen towards the beginning of this film in regards to relationships she has with some adult figures in her life. And it becomes very quickly violent and shocking, and this film kind of hooks you with that. And this young woman is powerful, she stands up for herself, and is confronted with some very bad people in her life, and goes on this journey to find her mother, who had her very young, left her with her father, who's played by Tatanka Means, who does a really great job in the role that he plays early on in this film. And their relationship is very strong, and she has this connection and has to move on with her life as she goes off on this journey, meets some interesting characters along the way, including John Ashton's Smoke, who she befriends and builds this connection. She has these other big moments in her life that happen across this journey, and the film can be quite sad. It can be hopeful. It has a melancholy about it. And in general, I feel like this film is just a really well done little drama that has some strong performances, has some interesting characters along the way. There's parts that'll definitely shock you. This goes to some places, and I feel like this might not be the best film out there this year, but I think in the sea of so many smaller films potentially getting attention on virtual cinema, I think this one's a special one, and I'm glad that I got a chance to screen this a little bit early, because I feel like, especially from the very strong performance from Della Serna, I feel like this film really breathes a lot of life based off of this strong performance this young actress gives. And she, almost by herself, makes this film worth it. But like I said, there's some twists and turns in the story. There's some by the numbers kind of things that you might expect on this kind of journey. And I feel like it's very raw and honest in terms of how it presents some of these interactions, these connections that she makes along the way, leading up to this point where she's trying to see her mother for the first time in a long time. And I feel like this film is just a nice little gem that you're going to be able to find, hopefully out on virtual cinemas. Maybe it'll be in theaters, not quite sure. But I know the release date's supposed to be this Friday, October 2nd. So you know what? This is a nice little film. I definitely would recommend Once Upon a River. It's a strong and hopeful debut for Wasteland and also for Kanadi Della Serna, who obviously I mentioned is our writer-director and our lead actress in this film. But those are my thoughts on Once Upon a River. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.